Good day, grade 10s. Welcome back to another lesson. In this lesson, we're going to be focusing on continental drift. So, your lesson objective for this lesson, you should be able to explain the theory of continental drift. Before we begin, let's have a look at a few very important key concepts and new words that we will use throughout this lesson. So, the first one is continental drift. It refers to the theory that continents were once one large mass and now has drifted apart over time. Converging plate boundaries is referring to plates that are moving towards one another. Diverging means apart, so it's plates that are moving away from each other. Gondwanaland is referring to a supercontinent which once existed a couple of millions of years ago. A plate boundary refers to the edge of a tectonic plate. A rift valley refers to a block of land which slips down between parallel faults. You don't have to worry too much about that definition because we will cover it extensively a bit later on. Tectonic plate is a section of the Earth's crust that moves on the mantle. So remember, the crust is broken up into these different plates that's floating on top of the mantle. And then your transform boundary, so this refers to plates that are just sliding past one another in opposite directions. So what is continental drift and what is the theory of continental drift? So there was a scientist by the name of Alfred Wegener. He looked at a map one day and realized that the continents sort of fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. So he decided to pursue this idea that all these large continents were once joined as a large landmass, as a singular large landmass. So when he presented this idea to the scientific community, they weren't too fond on the idea of thinking that the continents, which is large and are thought to be static and cannot move, are actually moving. So they dismissed his ideas. So he then decided to go out and find evidence to support his theory. And when he went out to find the theories, he came up with a lot of different evidence to support his theory that the continents were actually moving. So, what did these continents actually look like? So, 225 million years ago, all the continents were once joined together and it was called Pangaea or Pangaea. Then, over time, over a span of about 25 million years ago, we start to see the breaking up of Pangaea into two supercontinents. So the northern half being known as Laurasia and the southern half being known as Gondwanaland. If you look at this diagram here of Laurasia and Gondwanaland, Laurasia was made up of your Europe, Asia, and North America. Gondwanaland was made up of South America, Africa, Antarctica, Australia, as well as India. Then, over the span of 200 millions of years ago, the continents continued to move and move and move until it reached what it looks like today, which is present day. If you look at any world map, this is the map that we see. So Alfred then was the guy or the scientist that first noticed that the Earth could have been all one large landmass known as Pangaea.